Episode 26: Why we ignore our intuition, even when it's trying to protect us. Have you ever looked back on a relationship and whispered to yourself, "I knew from the beginning"? You noticed the little lies. You felt uncomfortable when they said certain things. Something deep inside you kept telling you that something wasn't right. But you stayed. Not because you were weak. Not because you were naive. But because your mind convinced you to ignore the one voice that was trying to protect you. Your intuition. Today we're exploring one of the biggest psychological mysteries in relationships. Why do we ignore our intuition, even when it's screaming at us to walk away? By the end of this video, you may realize that your intuition has never stopped speaking. You simply stopped trusting it. Before you learned to speak, before you learned logic, before you learned to explain your feelings, you had intuition. It's your brain's ancient survival system. Long before humans built cities or wrote books, intuition kept our ancestors alive. It noticed danger before the eyes could fully understand it. A strange facial expression, an unusual silence, a forced smile, a subtle change in someone's tone of voice. Your conscious mind processes information slowly. Your intuition notices patterns instantly. It isn't magic. It's your brain quietly connecting thousands of tiny details that you haven't consciously recognized yet. The problem is, modern life has taught us to value logic over instinct. We trust evidence. We trust explanations. We trust other people's opinions. But we often ignore the quiet feeling inside ourselves. Let's imagine a woman named Emma. Emma met someone who seemed almost perfect. He was charming, confident, attentive. He said all the right things. Everyone around her thought she had found an amazing partner. But on their third date, he disappeared. No messages. No explanation. 2 days later, he returned with flowers and an apology. Emma felt something she couldn't explain. Not anger. Not sadness. Just a quiet discomfort. Her stomach tightened. Her intuition whispered, "This doesn't feel right." But then her mind began negotiating. He's probably busy. Maybe I'm overthinking. I don't want to ruin something good. Weeks turned into months. The disappearing became normal. The excuses became familiar. The apologies became predictable. Eventually, Emma discovered he had been hiding another relationship. When her friends asked if she had noticed the warning signs, she simply said, "I saw them on the first date." The signs weren't invisible. She just chose hope over intuition. One of the greatest misconceptions about the human brain is that it wants the truth. It doesn't. The brain wants certainty, comfort, predictability. If accepting the truth means losing someone you love, starting over, being alone, your brain will often create excuses to avoid that emotional pain. That's why we say things like, "They didn't mean it. They're just stressed. They'll change. It isn't that bad." The mind becomes a lawyer defending a relationship that your intuition has already judged. Hope slowly becomes stronger than reality. Many people don't begin ignoring intuition in adulthood. They learn it as children. Imagine hearing these words growing up. "You're too sensitive. You're imagining things. Stop crying. Nothing happened. You're overreacting." After hearing those messages enough times, children stop trusting their own emotions. instead of asking, "What am I feeling?" They begin asking, "Am I allowed to feel this?" That single shift changes everything. As adults, many people no longer doubt other people's intentions. They doubt themselves. That's why manipulation works so well. A person who doesn't trust themselves becomes easy to convince. Love changes the brain. Dopamine creates excitement. Oxytocin strengthens emotional attachment. The brain begins focusing on moments that confirm what we hope is true. Psychologists call this confirmation bias. If someone treats us well once, we remember it for weeks. If they disappoint us 10 times, we explain away. We begin collecting evidence that supports the future we dream about. Instead of accepting the present we're actually living. Hope is beautiful. But hope without reality becomes denial. Movies make intuition look dramatic. Like a loud voice saying, "Run." Real intuition is much quieter. It's the uncomfortable silence after a conversation. It's feeling emotionally exhausted every time you're around someone. It's noticing that your body relaxes the moment they leave. It's feeling peaceful after ending a relationship you thought you couldn't survive without. Fear usually screams. Intuition whispers. Fear says, "What if I lose them?" Intuition asks, "Why am I losing myself?" Learning the difference changes everything. Every time you ignore your intuition, you teach yourself not to trust your own judgment. Eventually, you stop asking yourself what feels right. Instead, you ask everyone else. Friends, family, social media, strangers. You collect opinions because you've forgotten how to hear your own voice. The greatest damage isn't choosing the wrong partner. It's losing trust in yourself. The beautiful thing about intuition is that it never disappears. It simply gets buried beneath fear, people-pleasing, and constant noise. So, how do we hear it again? Slow down. Silence gives intuition room to speak. Pay attention to your body. Your body often recognizes danger before your mind accepts it. Watch patterns instead of promises. Words create hope. Patterns reveal truth. Most importantly, stop asking, "Am I overthinking?" Instead ask, "What keeps repeating itself?" Patterns rarely lie. Your intuition was never trying to destroy your relationship. It was trying to protect your future. It wasn't against love. It was against delusion. Healthy love doesn't require you to silence yourself. It doesn't ask you to constantly explain away disrespect. Real love brings peace, not endless confusion. Maybe the voice you've been ignoring has been your greatest protector all along. The next time something feels wrong, pause. Before asking yourself, "Am I being too sensitive?" Ask a different question. If my best friend told me this exact story, what advice would I give them? Sometimes the wisdom we offer others is the truth we've been avoiding ourselves. Most people don't regret trusting their intuition. They regret the moments they ignored it. So here's today's question. Has your intuition ever warned you about someone before your mind finally caught up? What happened? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this video spoke to you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another episode. Until next time, remember this: your mind can be convinced, your heart can be manipulated, but your intuition rarely lies if you're willing to listen.